Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the November 12th Sunday service. I can't believe it's already been 7 days since daylight saving times ended. We're in the 11th month, and we are only 11 days away from Thanksgiving. Before I begin my message, I would just like to say that, before you take the first bite of turkey on Thanksgiving Day, just look around you and feel fortunate and grateful for those around you and everything you have. Okay, so have you ever thought about, what attracted you to this Buddhist temple, the Buddhist religion? Is it the weekly Sunday services, the youth basketball programs, the scouting programs, the annual bazaar, and Obondori dance, the Adult Buddhist Association, or the Buddhist Women's Association? I believe that it is more than those activities and temple organizations. It is about faith or belief in something larger than all the things that I have just mentioned. But what is faith in Buddhism or Buddhist faith? The concept of faith comes from the word sada, which comes from the Pali language, which was used in the original Buddhist texts. Sada means to place the heart upon something. According to the late Reverend Dr. Alfred Bloom, retired professor from the University of Hawaii, retired dean of the Institute of Buddhist Studies in Berkeley, and a pioneer of Jodo Shinshu Buddhist studies in the English language. Faith is viewed as a trust brought about by a deep awakening in Buddhism that allows us to overcome our ignorance of thinking that we are self-subsistent and independent beings, and more importantly, understanding the true reality of our mutual interdependence or connections called oneness with all other things. All of us are a part of a larger order of things that includes family, friends, and humanity working together with nature that allows us to live with mutuality, interdependence, and ultimately compassion for all beings. It is this faith that transforms our approach to life as we deal with the various causes and conditions that affect our lives. According to Dr. Bloom, through this quote unquote universal life process, we discover the awareness of reality, the truth of impermanence and interdependence. Thank you, Dr. Bloom. In Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, our Pure Land Buddhism, faith allows us to acknowledge and appreciate the three treasures of Buddhism: the Buddha, the Dharma, our teaching, and the Sangha, our Buddhist community. Buddhist faith allows us to recognize and accept Amida Buddha's compassion through his creation of the Pure Land, where we will be born again and cared for after our time here on earth ends. In reciting the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, we are communicating our trust in Amida Buddha, in our desire for salvation in his Pure Land. Through Namo Amida Butsu, we are also expressing our gratitude to him for our eventual enlightenment. The Buddha has cautioned that faith or belief in a Buddhist doctrine or teaching must first be earned through the personal verification, through experiencing and living the teaching. It is that experiencing and living that opens up our attitude to try out, to learn, and to discover who we are. As Bishop Reverend Marvin Harada had written, curiosity from faith allows us to say, maybe there is something to Buddhism, something to further explore. That is when we begin to take the first steps on the path of Buddhism. And during this journey, we may discover something of value, meaning in the teachings. With this new attitude, we learn, we study, we reflect, and we digest the teachings from our own experience. From our experiences, faith turns into conviction, understanding, or realization, and we, the seekers of the truth, merge with the teaching to become one. This is a wonderful example of the teaching of oneness. And thank you, Reverend Marv, for those wonderful words. You know, faith can be defined in many different ways. Faith can be defined as an inspiration where we are inspired by a teacher to seek out the teaching. Faith can also be confidence, which allows us to persevere and keep going as we tackle difficult situations and challenges. Faith can be patience as we let the situation unfold naturally, as we are present in the moment to witness. Faith can also be described as courage as we seek the truth, which is revealed through our own good and bad experiences. Inspiration, confidence, patience, courage are all a part of the evolution of the different qualities of faith. One quality of faith could be, quote unquote, verified faith, as we encounter a Buddhist teaching that we explored and practiced, which is now rooted in our own experience. Another quality of faith could be unshakable faith, where we have experienced something so deeply and strongly that we know this is how things truly are, and there is no turning back. It is faith that fuels hope and optimism from our direct experiences, reason, and trusted sources. And from this hope and optimism, we are more willing to open ourselves up, to investigate and take on risks as we uncover the truths of the wisdom of impermanence and the compassion of interdependence. With this awakening, we can diminish our anger, our hatred, our fear, our greed, and our desires. And when the hearts and minds are in a good place, peace will follow. Finally, I leave with you a quote from a wonderful article written by Reverend Blaine Higa from Hawaii in the Will of Dharma, entitled, a light in the darkness. Reverend Higa wrote in part, Shakyamuni Buddha teaches that on the long journey of human life, faith is the best of companions. It is the best refreshment and the greatest possession on that journey. However, faith in Buddhism is not blind, but rather a profound confidence in what we have learned and experienced from. Living with faith as our constant companion, we are able to appreciate all of our struggles and joys equally along this remarkable and unpredictable journey we call life. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.